Okay, we're just jumping in now. Some Division 1 action between Emerson Lardie at the top of the screen, aka Flunge Monkey, and his opponent Anthony Frederikson, Blazing Dragon at the bottom. And I believe we've got Standard first up. This is a Division 1 matchup, and Emerson's got a game in hand. So he's 4 or 5 points off the lead, so if he has a decent showing today, he can be in front. As Anthony just plays a Smouldering Marsh tap, so he's on some sort of black-red concoction. We saw last week with Emerson, he plays a kind of a home brew, which is a blue-green Eldrazi energy deck. Right, 2 plays and he passes the turn, no 7 of Conduit. Okay, so it looks like Anthony's on a red-black cycling deck, so this could be an interesting matchup. It's quite a fun deck to watch. Just an Ether Hub is the third play there from Emerson. See if he's got a turn 3 play. He does, it's a Matter Reshaper. So Matter Reshaper is one of his targets that he wants to emerge with Elder Deep Fiend. No land to reveal there for Anthony, so he either doesn't have a turn 3 play or he doesn't have his 4th land drop. See if Emerson has a 4th land drop. It's a tapped land, so not ideal. He'll play a second Matter Reshaper, so it's not a bad turn. And this is a difficult position now for Anthony. You can see he just cycled 2 horror of the broken lands. As he plays out a Champion of Wits, but the problem here is Emerson's setting up to emerge a Deep Fiend, probably on the upkeep for Anthony. Interesting play there as he plays this Fetid Pools tapped. He puts the Godfarrow's Gift into the graveyard. Actually, the card that can search up the Godfarrow's Gift it costs 3 mana to play and then 2 mana to search. It can actually search the graveyard, so the Godfarrow's Gift in the graveyard is okay for him there. And that's a handy play there from Emerson to get the tracker from the Matter Reshaper. Oh, I thought not, so we're going to see what's going on. I'll request hands in a moment as well. See if he's got, yeah, the Gate to the Afterlife. So what does he want to take here? I highly doubt he has any main deck answers to the Gate. But importantly here though, Anthony doesn't have the 5th land, because Gate to the Afterlife requires 5, so you need 3 to drop it and then 2 to tap it and play it. So yeah, I don't think there's any real ideal targets there. All of these creatures he wants, except for the Curator, he wants to cycle. There's the 5th land, so he got it off the top, so it's a big play there. So now he can start running out these graveyard threats each turn. I'll just request the hands. If we look at Anthony's graveyard, he's got... Well, Champion of Wits can come back and get him 4 cards. As we just have a look at Anthony, he's going to run out Curator of Mysteries rather than play the Gate to the Afterlife. So if we look at Emerson's hand, he doesn't have the Deep Fiend, but importantly he's got a Browse Expertise. So we saw this, Emerson was on camera last week, and I also played him the week before with this deck, and Browse Expertise is just backbreaking. He's just going to bounce up to 3 permanents, meanwhile swinging in. So he can get 10 damage in here, or 12 damage if he wants to... No, because he has to play it. So he can get 10 damage if he wants to bounce the Curator right now. And I highly doubt Anthony is expecting this particular card. There it is. He cycles in response so he can get the scry from the Curator. But he's taking 10 damage here, so he would need to have 2 threats on the board next turn to even survive. Actually 3 threats, because he's going to drop the cub. He drops Anthony to 4, so I don't see any way for Anthony to get out of this. Unless he has Hour of Devastation in his main deck, and he draws it right now. Just switch the hand. But he doesn't. He's got 2 grasps, but he doesn't have the second black source, and he concedes the match. So game 1 to Emerson.